Hi, hello everyone. Welcome back. We continue the discussion on traffic, right? Okay, so thank you so much once again, all of you back on time. And today we continue the journey of traffic. As I believe all of you got yesterday some kind of an idea with the various kinds of traffic. So today we continue the discussion about the various kinds of a traffic, especially in a little innovative way of traffic or most of the paid traffic. Yesterday we were talking about more on organic traffic or a free traffic kind of, right? So without much time delay, we'll get into the topic today. I'm trying to finish so many things because we're concluding the affiliate mastery today, and tomorrow we have a Q&A session. And the next week is going to be very jam-packed. So I'm looking forward to finish this today. So slightly faster we will go. And few terminologies today, maybe two companies, which if you platform which we are introducing will be quite new, but completely have very comprehensive notes. Okay, so please don't worry about it. So get settled in, and all of you will start now. I'll take you to the slide by slide as usual. Yes, once again, I welcome all of you. Officially, I welcome to the 32nd day of 100 Days of the Digital Mastery Challenge. And today, August 12th, Wednesday, I'm live from Doha. It's at 7 p.m. here. Okay. So once again, a warm welcome and for completing, congratulations for completing this affiliate mastery program. I think tomorrow only the Q&A left out, but it's not. So apart from that, we are finishing today. So the journey we started talking about the components of affiliate program, various types of affiliate program. Then we discussed about the various niche of based affiliate program, then affiliate program, various kinds of revenues which we can generate, and the technological requirement of affiliate program, and the successful model of affiliate program. Then last 2 days we have been talking more about the traffic, and yesterday we specifically how to promote. In that we are discussing about the sources, which are the places where we can get a traffic. So yesterday we could not do complete, and we are completing today most of the part. Now, yesterday we decided that an example you had taken as a food to the website, like traffic is similar to the food for a human being, and the different types of a food, and we compare with that. We need for a healthy life. We require different kinds of food, and we have an occasional food, sometimes diet food, depends upon the whether we'll have a food, seasonal food. So like that, we also will have a multiple different kinds of an affiliate traffic record for affiliate program. Not only affiliate program, which I'm talking about, even you start tomorrow an e-commerce website or a dropship website or a drop service website or a blog, almost this traffic source almost is the same. Maybe out of the 100 which we discussed yesterday, you may choose or prioritize some of the channels or some of the traffic channels as a source. Today, the 7th day, so the most important is actually the promotion, and even today we are going more about traffic part, right? So now, believe those who are attended, those who did not attend yesterday and attending today first time, I would recommend to you to watch yesterday's notes as well as a video. I just wanted for your benefit, we compared yesterday about the food and the traffic. Website traffic, so we are feeding the website with various food, and based on the food we are giving, the energy, the result, the thought process of the website. I know we move on with our life, we grow in our life, we do effort in our life, we work on our life, we do find think, and everything we do based on a food energy coming to our body, right? Same way the website need a food, website need a traffic. So traffic is a food for a website. So that's a comparison we did it, and so that's a discussion we are continuing. So yesterday, one of the discussions, we discussed about sometime we also will have biryani, right? So today we are discussing about a kind of a biryani. So yesterday I said that sometimes you have a different kind of a food to make it and prepare it and use it. So when you prepare some kind of food, you'll have a mixture of so many other food, right? Now, it's just example, you take as a biryani, has a rice, has a meat. Sometimes you'll have egg, you'll have a curd, you'll have spices, and you'll have water. So many things you add into the biryani to make it come into the biryani, right? So now, I'm using as a biryani example as a special food. Now, Why we need to have a special food? Special food when we make it, which are the occasions we'll make it? Sometimes something to celebrate, sometime or most of the time when we have a guest, and it's an attraction for the guest as well. Yes or no? Some of the time, that sometimes because of the tasty or some of the food you like it, you rarely go there. You search for it. You wait for it, right? Some season we wait. Some places we go. Sometime when you're traveling, you definitely make sure that you get in there because you like it. Now, especially you are throwing out a party or you have a guest coming in, you also make sure that is in a part of hospitality. You extend a good food, number one. Number two, you also sometimes to publish a menu explicit way or indirectly explicit way. Why? Because you want that is one of the attraction point. So it will be force the people to come to have it, right? Now, sometimes you have a very VIP guest. You're worried about the menu. You need to have a good kind of a menu to have it for you, right? To provide it to the people. Now, when you think the same way here, the traffic, you think about you have a Google as a guest coming in. You want Google to come for your party. Google is a very important guest for you. Let's say like in Qatar is Amir of or another country is a president of your country, or maybe a superstar, or maybe a celebrity, or maybe a sports athlete person. All these people, you want them to come to the party. So one of the major thing you make an attraction, okay, I'll make this one. This one important person to come. So here you think as a Google is important. You want forcing a Google to display your website. You want the Google to not to say no to you for your party. And you want forcefully to tell them to display in the first page, number one. That's why the guest is, you're making a biryani for Google to show it. That's what exactly the strategy I'm going to discuss with you. And it is such a short period, you're not making a rapport, waiting for 2-3 years, waiting, no. Within 2-3 weeks, you want it to happen. So for a Google, you're a stranger, but you're inviting with a good menu. Good menu you're throwing out, good party you're throwing out, okay? So this you can compare this as some of the tasty food and excellent food. We have a various specifications and place. A mixture of the traffic, we can use this one. And mixture of the same thing, like a mixture of food. Another example, you take a good buffet lunch you offer to the people. You have a varieties of 100 kinds, 200 kinds, 300 kinds of a food at the party, right? So that is also an attraction to the people, not only just a biryani. Sometimes you throw out a large buffet. So you have so many varieties of the things, also an attraction for the people. Some of the restaurants offer the brunch package with a 300 plus varieties, 200 plus varieties. So we'll be forced an attraction. So here it's the same thing. Either you're making a biryani or a buffet lunch, offering to Google and making sure Google cannot say no to you. Okay? And forcing Google to accept your invitation. That means Google is displaying your website in the first page of Google. That's what exactly, remember this word, not tomorrow, this word. Few technical terminologies are, please don't worry, when we do a campaign time, you'll have more clarity. But now for you to remember, don't forget the word biryani. Okay, we are talking about biryani. And now another point. Now some very tasty food, because the recipe we don't know. Sometimes some chef make it, they actually not reveal completely, right? And that there are many things. They're not really relieving the secret. There is a secret sauce. So. Because the taste we go, and we know that is because they franchise it. Even the franchisee, after taking the franchisee, the real menu come from, or I'm sorry, the materials come from the franchisor, because they don't give it out. What the recipe is, that's secret sauce, right? So when a food we have that way, same thing for a traffic also we have. There are a lot of experts, a lot of companies, a lot of strategists who has a lot of recipes. So I'm going to reveal with you, so to you for your understanding, this is how the industry work. Same way the food industry working. And you actually know this an expert chef is there, and an expert chefs make a lot of difference, and he has some kind of a secret sometime to maybe sometimes right amount, sometimes the right kind of a product, maybe sourced from some places, or maybe a mixture of things, maybe a kind of a powder, something they have it. So here also there are a lot of expert companies, a lot of expert platforms, a lot of expert plugins, and tools act as this kind of a chef. And you have a secret there. And sometimes it will not be available anywhere else as well. Right? Some product, some food you really wanted to, you need to travel to that place. Like, for example, I'll tell you, one of my favorite food is halim. I don't know how many of you heard about it. Halim is from Hyderabad. It's only available in Ramadan. I had to go to Hyderabad to get that halim. So I think it's that. Then this year I could not go. Maybe 10, 15 years ago. Every year I'll find a reason for Ramadan month to go and taste it. But now when we ask a halim from other part of the world, we really don't get that one because there's a recipe on that one, right? Especially there are a few outlets where you only get a halim in that place, and you don't get in another season apart from Ramadan. You don't get halim in Hyderabad. So that way, the food industry works. Same way, we also have a lot of experts. Some particular time they'll give you, some occasion they'll give you, and some kind of food they'll give you, and they'll give you a method on do that one. And such one strategy I'm going to discuss with you called Lindex. You remember this Lindex is quite difficult at this stage. You may get confused, but you remember this comment to the biryani is basically a mixture of a lot of traffic and properly done with a secret recipe. Okay, there is a secret recipe as well. So now this our Lindex is our 21st out of the 100. We are 21. I think 20 we completed, and now 20 strategy we are discussing about now called Lindex. Okay. And so what exactly Lindex? When you go to Lindex, right now, there's a lindex.com, you can go. It's a unique way of approaching a multiple indexing techniques. That was actually force a Google to come and say. Other I'm saying, you're forcing a Google as a guest to come and to accept your party and come and have your food. Okay. So that is, that's the same thing here. So you're forcing actually Google to do. I mean, as you know, the search engine works something called indexing and crawling, and that's a 3-4 method. You remember that, right? So the spiders to crawl. There's a technically when you tell the spiders to crawl and index your backlink by doing this method. Okay. So now you remember that is when you discussed with SEO how the search engine ranking process works, right? How SERP works. We discussed in July 26th and 27th. Please refer that one if you are not attended that one. So you should know a little idea how the Google works. And we also discussed about you remember the strategies which we discussed about the white hat and black hat. This also comes under that category of that. And so it's all that understanding required for you to understand this process. So I request all of you to go back to that and watch again the recording, also read the notes, and it makes sense to you. Plus, following month, next month when you do a campaign, this is one of the campaign we will do. And this which I'm discussing about, I have been telling about online shopping mall, we go for a broad match. And many people ask me how confident you are, because people know that my experience has been with the long tail. But actually broad match also works if you have proper strategy. But why we go for a long tail for affiliate marketing? Because it's a less budget we have, right? Everybody wanted to work from home, part-time job, you work 2 to 3 hours, you are alone. You're not really treating it's exactly kind of a relay business. You're doing affiliate marketing. That's the reason long tail is the. But I have been telling some online shopping mall, the e-commerce project which we are coming out, which is we are talking more of a broad match, and how quickly we rank. We use an index like a method. There are 5 to 10 strategies I'll be discussing with you next month. So just an example for you to understand the importance of the different traffic. Because yesterday, over 100 when I give, people got confused. Which one I should choose? As I mentioned yesterday, it's important to choose all two kind of a food, right? Even though you drink a milk, still you drink other thing. And sometimes even a salt and lemon is also important. Same way, all kind of a traffic is important. And such an example here, this kind of a Lindex biryani looks like this. Okay, you can read out this. You can see. So remember this word actually, Lindex is quite difficult, but you can also go to a website called lindex.com. There's a website called lindex.com. We'll give you a complete idea how the Lindex works. Now, how this Lindex works. Now you can see the mixture of the various kinds of traffic, right? So you look at the target URL, that is your website. That's your URL you wanted to have, not necessarily your website homepage, okay? You can have a landing page as well. So you can do multiple times the Lindex for various pages as well. Various products you have in your niche category, you have 4 or 5 category is doing good. So you wanted to Lindex with some, with the keywords. You can have your targeted URL. not necessary you're just a domain name, your domain name / what you want to do. So target URL. Now there is a multi-tier, you can see that. There is a PR Web 2.0 blogs are there. And we also have there is a social networking site and articles linked. There is a PDF file downloads we are given, which is social bookmark is there, and profile link is there. And you remember that Wikipedia, which we discussed, there's a wiki link also there. So this is exactly a Lindex biryani look like. So this is the way, this is one of the shortcuts to rank. 3 weeks. In a month, you take it maximum. 3 weeks, 15 days actually. 3 weeks, I say to the people who take it. So 3 weeks, you are there in the first page with a targeted URL, even a broad match, not only log page, okay? Even a broad match, you can rank it there. Now, how it works, now you take a components you remember this one, when you make a biryani, you can take all kind of a rice, you don't use it. There is a special rice for biryani to make it, right? Similarly, the traffic here is, in any kinds of traffic is not there. You might have noticed a specific recipes are there. What you record, it is actually separately done. Now, it's a highly diversified SEO, so great one, and plus SMO, and with a 30 plus platform. And so basically, count like a biryani recipe, you have 10, 20, 30 things. Like that, here is 30 things is there actually to do a Lindex submission here. Now, this is actually 4-tier with different numbers and platform. There's a beautifully designed program. And it's actually a compatible, there's a tested, proved one. The last 5-10 years, people are doing, and quite expensive, but it's worth it because you can immediately target this one. So it's also work with the Panda, Penguin, and Hummingbird updates. So based on the strategy is based on that. Now, what are the advantages we have? It's immediately your traffic will improve your website because you have of course, Google rank in the first page, plus so much other, the linking also, you can see the social media, everything is there. I'll just show you all the 4 tiers, how it works on it. And an entire ranking process also improved. So your entire other pages of your website also get ranked. So that's another important part. And your page authority, SEO page authority, that's also, of course, increases. And your popularity also increases on a SEO perspective, okay? And it's also your social media metrics score, metrics also an important part. So also increases because people come through your social media as well. Because in the Google, when it rank, it comes to the first page. Otherwise, also there is a challenge because you should have a little good presence about your social media to Google to recognize. So in another way, you also get a rank. So the more your social media increases, your rank also increases here, okay? And how do we implement this one? So when you look at it, the implementation part is like a multi-level. It's a different tier is there. You can see that different tier when we discuss, right? Here you can see different tier. I'll have one more image. I'll show you that one. Okay, so this is a different tier, right? Tier, we have it URL, then the PR Web, there's a PDF link, there's a social media link, then social bookmarking and profile links. And like that, you have a different tier, you can have it. Okay. Now, this different tiers, how do you implement it? Now, I had this image, I forgot. Now, this is, you look at the tier 1. Tier 1 is actually, even though we say tier, now 4 or 5, actually, it can be more, but you take it as a 5 tiers here. So when you look at it at the top, of course, the traffic is sourced through Google, but through your social media profiles. I hope you understand. Because someone search for some kind of a keyword, and the Google first page, it comes with your social media there, like a Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and Reddit all actually rank the top. Through that, people reach your website. That's one of the thing. And you can also have your targeted URL, of course, that's there. And then you have a tier 2, there's a PDF link that comes in, and the tier 3 it comes in, tier 4 as a WikiLinks comes in. So this is the way it is actually arranged to rank on it. Now, this is actually, of course, the best on-page optimization, and this is important to have it before you are doing. So you wanted to do this and all, you need to have a good on-page SEO to do. That's exactly the reason I recommended when you are doing an affiliate marketing. Every page you need to do kind of an SEO. You've seen that when we're adding a product, when we discuss the platform, affiliate platform, You can add every product and SEO tag, right? So that is actually need to do a good on-page optimization to be there. And you can do a 30 plus platform. It is linked to the 30 different platforms. It's linked with this one Lindex program. Now each tier will perform 2 to 3 days to maintain. So each tier to reach out to that's a process used, and it's also based on your keyword. It's beautifully done. It's like a broad match keyword. It's also good, easy for a Google to detect and rank it. That's why it's placed on. And so you can also have a related image. The Google rank with related image. So image also used here to rank there. And there is a 2 to 4 scrapped articles and spun like similar to spinning. It was 70% uniqueness. Okay, so there's a spinning is done, so this comes under black hat. So spinning is done with over 70% unique content. So which is again Google recognize, and it's a rewritten article will be used for a different design. So basically, mostly content based things will work on it and bring in that one. And it's definitely it's a very important to have it as good social media presence. You need to have a good. That's the reason I have been telling earlier also. The first thing when your website you're trying to make it is parallelly, you also should start working on your social media, where you need to have a good audience and good shares and likes, and everything is important one. Without this, all this kind of advanced level is very difficult you to implement. So it's also a record, like to make a biryani or to make a buffet lunch, you need to have a lot of food already, right? Then only you can make it. So same way is important. And it is you can go to the index done link processor.com submission. It's for 10 to 15 days to happen, and it's also sometimes it happen a bit faster, but it's around 15 days as I mentioned. But 3 weeks to 1 month's time, you are there in the first page of Google. Okay, that's a good thing about this program. Now, this when you plan properly this one. All this presence is required, but so preparation takes more than 15 days, because you need a website and you need to have a keywords and you need to all these things in place, and this put it down. And expert makes it. That's a good thing. If you do, of course we can do, but you can see in the middle. The secret of this is there's a secret sauce which many people will not reveal, and they tell you the reason why they don't reveal. Okay, it's not that they're hiding, because hiding for a reason. I'll tell you why. Before that, so hope you understood kind of how the traffic works. So this is the way. It's a kind of, this is again a free traffic, right? There's of course you are paying to chef, but you're not paying for food. You're only paying for a chef, okay? Because he's coming home or wherever you're throwing a party, he's making for you. Okay, so you're paying for chef who's only the expert. You're paying and he does for you. So this but this he uses a source which is a secret things they'll use it. He'll not reveal it. Okay, and to tell you logically the reason, I think I'll show you on a slide why, because it's to avoid the spamming. That put it that if it is reveal everyone try, then there is no value. So that expert is keeping with them to have it as a value always, because the moment reveal everybody try the same thing, so everybody will be happy to rank within a month, by using this method. So that's the reason they don't reveal it. So, but it's an important ingredient of that biryani, the traffic source to make it in a ranking in the Lindex submission method. Okay, so the tier 1 as I better PR5 Web2 was used, and it also has a low PR and a high PR. Different. There's a little part of a SEO part. Please don't worry. It's a part of a SEO activities, and social networking article submission. This is too important part. Do that. And quality social media important. It's not a junk one. It's not a bot one. You're really good social media with multiple, presence will become multiple platforms. You record not only just Facebook. You record multiple. That's the reason. Sometimes we recommend even up to 11. You remember that is your 101. We said 11 social media profiles. So multiple, very very important part. And your PDF sharing. Yesterday I mentioned the slide sharing and PDF sharing and the white paper doc, all the things very important, and the PR activities is also important to have on the tier 2. Now tier 3, Wikipedia rank, which we discussed yesterday, right? Wikipedia getting connecting to you. and 1,000 plus quality weekly, not one or two. So why this is a forceful to the Googlers? That much quantity is there. No, they cannot say no. As I mentioned, you're inviting a Google for a party, and Google cannot say no. That alluring the menu for the Google. So that's the way it is done. Plus 2,000 blog comment will be there then. Okay, so this actually the chef do for you. This is, you don't have to do this. All a chef do for us. Okay. And it's a tier 4 is 1,000 plus quality wiki links will be there in the tier 4. Okay. And submission to all lindex.com. You can go and see how the lindex.com works. Our lindex link processor.com is basically a kind of a backlink, as we discussed, combined with in a very professional manner with the tools and techniques, and they're doing it. And and it's a strengthened the search engine definitely. And the secret source, actually, we don't have an access, so you have to depend on some kind of agencies or the experts who does this kind of a thing, like a chef. Sometimes to make a good food, you need chef, right? Similarly, here to have a good traffic, you need to have a person to do for you, and you pay for it, and he'll do it for you. But he'll not charge you for a food. He only charge for his services. Okay, and but it says the traffic you comes under free because it's a Google organic ranking. You don't have to continuously paying, only one time paying. It'll be there. Okay. Now, schedule of drip will be provided. That's been basically there's a dripping system in the part of SEO. They will update every 3 days. Which are the levels they are doing. Keep updating with us. It's not completely put on a dark if he's doing how the drip feed is working. Now, it's okay. Those who are not familiar with the drip feed, don't worry. It's a part of an SEO process. It's not very important to understand because when you're calling chef, not necessary to understand all the ingredients, how it is made. We only should know there's an ingredient clicker. That's it. Okay. Now, the secret sources will create a few high quality backlinks from the private networks. Okay. Private networks include the Lindex, linkprocessor.com. There are huge platforms out there. Okay. Now, we'll have a good quality press release with social bookmarks. We discussed yesterday, the press releases, right? Not only offline press releases. We are talking about online kind of a press releases. Methods are the 25 press releases, 100 press releases, 1,000 press releases. We could actually throw a price from the SEO professional. Okay. And you can also have Web 2 properties, etc. will be there. And all the things, whatever are happening is actually chef or the expert actually will share with us. Okay. So all the reports we get in the blog, how many blog is properly done, and which are the social media linked, which are the profile is linked, which are social bookmark done, what are PDF linked, and the drip feed, everything. We get a report what is happening even before log notice. Okay. Now here it is. Important is the wiki links and blog comments will not provide. It is 15 to 20 days there. Plus, it's important assignment why the agencies or the experts will not provide these details, because one is revealed, everybody start making this one. No? So that's the reason the people who knows, they kept it as a kind of their property. So we pay and they do it for us. So this is another way of generating traffic. This is a very innovative way. And you ask me across the globe, most of the online professional, even the people who are making a good money through affiliate marketing, they're not just limited to do some advanced level of SEO or a basic level SEO, some packages they market from the market they buy and do, or they themselves do something. No, they're not doing that. They're depending on this kind of, we can make a food at home, but if sometimes you have a good, you want to do great, you are inviting a chef or an expert. Similarly, you're getting a help of another chef and doing, that's it. But they'll not reveal with you the recipe they're using. You know that they come with different equipments and the different recipe. So that's it. Okay, this is an example of another way of traffic making. So you hope all of you got some of the word I agree. You may not be familiar with, but don't worry, it is over a period of time you will have an idea. Especially when we are discussing about campaign time, we will have all this in detail to discuss as well. So this make our strategies are completed. Now we'll move on with the various types of advertisements, how you pay for advertisement. Okay, I'm sure you'll have a lot of questions to ask on this one. So you can you can you can type the questions, and tomorrow we have an exclusive Q&A session, so we will we'll try to answer in detail there. Okay, now what we're going ahead is actually the payment part. So yesterday we discussed about kind of a mostly on a free, but as I mentioned, it is not completely free. Why? Because you are basically buying a grocery, right? So even though you looks like it's a free, but you are making, like you work on a CEO, you have a director's emission, all the things, either your power supply, your internet connection, your time, everything to be counted. It's not completely free, but even though we say it's a free, okay, number one. But when next week when we discuss about the business plan, business investment, we are never considered as a free SEO. There is a cost. So anyway, next week we are talking about how to raise the capital and your business plan, everything. So that's the time. Even though it's a free, we don't use this as zero. It is a cost. But now we will discuss today how you pay for it. So like yesterday I compared it with the food. This is you. Sometimes you work from you make at home. Sometimes you go and dine out, or sometimes you order it and you get the product delivered, but you pay for the food. That's just exactly what you're buying for. That you get the food, right? Now, just now I finished this strategy number 21. Is basically index is basically you're inviting a chef to do for you. Okay, but basically you're making food at home, but you're inviting a chef to do for you, and you're paying for a chef for making food. So there's another method. So three methods. So the three method. So one is actually you buy a grocery and you make a food. Second method is you go out and dine out, or take a what do you call the food delivery. This is two methods. Third one, sometimes you use a chef to come and do it for you. Can be at your party place, it can be to your place, right? So there's a three methods. So that now three methods has a different kind of a costing. Now, what are the costing we have? So first costing we discussed now. There's a big misunderstanding. People say free means people think it's completely free. No, it has a cost, because your effort also counted, your social media activities counted, your SEO activities counted, email marketing activities counted, everything is such as a cost. That's one. Then we also should have a cost on a power supply, internet, and manpower. That's also cost. So even though in the market in general it says a free, please kindly note your expenditure should be there when you make a financial document. It's not a free. Now, another part is actually we are going to do a paid ad. That's people know you pay to the Google, you pay to the Facebook, you boost it. This is very commonly know that you pay for, explicitly we pay. So that is called your paid ad. So that's what exactly now we are going to do. And in between we discuss with you about paying to the chef, an example. So there you are actually making a free, and you're paying only for making a food, right? Expert. So there's another method. So there are a few more other methods we'll discuss before that. Now, if you're going for it to pay for ad, how do you do that? One is a PPC. It's a pay-per-click. That's the most common. That's when exactly when the Google started. That's the first thing they started doing. So it's a direct to the website traffic. You're getting every click. Whoever has come to your website, you pay only when they click the ad. Right, and plus sometimes the impression also part of it. So it is how do I say? Every click depends upon the keyword you're using. It depends upon the country they're clicking is. It depends upon how the traffic coming in, which places it is coming. All the things also a measurement. For example, so US price will be different. Maybe Middle East price will be different. There's a bidding system, right? There's a real-time bidding system you have. So it depends on the bidding, and so the price will change. But basically, the first unit is per click how much you pay. So when you search in Google, you can see that there's the first 5 ad inorganic or advertisement place on the right side. That's majorly you're paying for every click to get it, right? And it's a pay-per-click. It's also called a cost per click. This is almost the same, but some network uses a pay-per-click, sometimes CTC. So because we are going to discuss about various network today. Okay. Now, it's the amount you spend, for advertisement click. So there's you acting as advertiser here. So very, very important step when you do this one, you need to really calculate, really budget it, and you have to pay attention. Otherwise, your money will be going. So that's the reason these unit you need to pay attention. So this is, you should have a control. Even tomorrow you grow as a company, make sure that this is one of the places. There are so many companies closed down because the campaign went wrong. Okay, so make sure that you take care of that one. Now in that campaign, you need to involve in a various steps. So it's again the paid, even if it's going for a paid campaign, there are a few steps. Many people think SEO has so many steps to do. So if I pay, I don't have a step. Actually, no, it's not true. Even a paid one, you also have a steps. So step number one, you go to do keyword research. Based on that keyword research and the bidding you are doing, for that you create an ad. Because when you're talking about something, you have 11 keywords and another 90 secondary keywords. So these keywords, you need to create an ad for it. The ad can be video, can be text ad, it can be I'm going to talk to you different kinds of ad bit later. So different ad has to be created. Then most of the campaign, even Google itself or which are the network you do, they'll ask you to create a landing page. You remember that when we discussed about the website, we discussed the landing page. Why importance of a landing page? You want to increase the conversion rate. You want to get a SKUs page. You need to get a data of the people. You need to generate a more number of leads. Definitely landing page is one of the criteria. So you need to have a landing page, and then you set up the account. So a setup account is one process. You need to fill up so many details and credit cards and verification, so many things the different platform will ask you, which I'll discuss with you a few examples. I'll show you different platform. So I'm not only discussing with the Google today. Google is one of the source, but we have a much cheaper, faster, and targeted one. We'll discuss with you in detail. Okay, so account setup. Okay, then you need to have install actually the tracking part. So then you test it. So for example, most of the things they give you a code to keep it, and so many installation process will be there. So there you need to keep copy and paste that code, which is Facebook will give you or Google will give you. You have to copy and paste in your website that. So this again, if you are using a platform, it becomes easy. If you have a website, quite difficult. You have to go back to the technical person. That's another reason, as I told you earlier. If you are doing an affiliate, definitely a platform is recommended this way. So you can copy and paste that one. Then you launch your campaign. Once you launch your campaign, then you need to monitor the performance. Because not like a SEO campaign, each click you are paying off. So quite expensive. And you make sure that is the advertisement you are showing to the right person. The person who's clicking actually a serious person. Then you have to do campaign assessment. So you're okay, it's going well. Then you take an analyze and feedback, based on the lead you generated or based on a sales call you had or the campaign, based on a campaign, the sales promotion you had in your website is working. So this is the process for your making a complete campaign part. So this, even you are paying, this is you have to do. Sometimes you give to another agency. I recommend you to monitor this one because agencies sometimes to move on the track, they're not really, your money is going. Every time they click from your credit card, the payment is going. So you are the person to take a decision. You are the person to know who's your customer. So again, here who is your customers are a very important question. All the platforms, all the agencies, all the advertisers will ask you who is your customer. You remember that a couple of days ago, we discussed about the psychographics and demographic of the consumer. That exactly everyone will ask you. So more you define your customer with avatar concept, which we discussed 2 days ago. So you can actually, every avatar you can mention, I have 5 avatars, I have 10 avatars of my customers. So if you answer with that specifically, all these agencies and experts and the platform will be very happy to define. But most of the time you have a vague idea. You really don't know who's your customer. Just people say, it's a male or female, male and female also. Does not make sense, right? What is the age? 15 to 85. Almost everyone. So that's not the way. We need to the male or a female, what the age, what the ethnicity, what the language is spoken, which country they belongs to, what they'll be a profession. Then psychographic comes in. So all this has become very important when you're designing a campaign. Otherwise, we will be losing a lot of money. Okay. So this we need to do before we doing a campaign part. So then follow all the 9 steps to do campaign part. And how you pay for it. Now, some cases you pay per view. Everyone see the advertisement, you will pay. Some cases, let's say cost per view, almost the same. Some, I'm using a different word basically because something is used by Google, somebody is used Ad Propeller, somebody is used on Falcon. So different platforms are used in a different way. So that's the reason. Then we also have a cost per impression, CPI. Every impression you pay for it. And it is an expenditure incurred by the, your to reach out to the marketing perspective, and as an advertiser, you will pay here. So you need to have a real plan. You should have budget, as I mentioned, approximately around $500 to $1,000. If you have a campaign budget, you need to carefully use this kind of a process one. Now we know that is as an affiliate we get as cost per million. So now here you will be paying as a cost per million. Every 1,000 impression you pay to the clients. Sorry, to the platforms, to the the advertising network. It's called advertising network. You pay to them. Now, you can also create a cost per action. There are many platforms that allow you to pay cost per action. That means you say you'd only pay someone fill up my form. You can say that. Or someone you say, I want them to subscribe my newsletter. Then only I'll pay. So you can also have some other platform use a paper conversion also. Okay. So there are there is PPA, there's a prepare action, a lot of different names are used for a based on action. So not only impressions, not only view, not only click, you can even define, but slightly more money you have to pay because you are just paying on it. For example, you can make it to say, I want them to register on my program. I want them to register on my website. Or I want the person contact to be collected, name, email ID, and phone number. Or I wanted to have a newsletter, him to subscribe, sign up. All the things you can actually have it, including double opt-in. So based on this, only the companies will charge you. So you're not wasting. So this once happens, they will bill you. Otherwise, you don't pay. So this is one method. On some cases, you have a combination of this. They say CPM, you only pay this much, but if this happening, this will be. So there's a combination. It's again a win-win situation because they will also get something. They're also interested to promote because every CPM they get something, but they're also getting a CPV, PPV as well. Okay. Now CPL is a cost per lead. As you know, as an affiliate, we used to get in a lead. Here, you as an advertiser, you pay for a lead. So it's also some platform called a lead generation. So many of the time when you register with the platform, they will say you only pay for a lead generator. So, but lead what is generated, you need to be very carefully defined. Like a Google lead generation are not real lead. It's okay, of my definition. For everybody has to define. So for example, in our ADM, for 100 Days Digital Mastery Program, we defined a lead as somebody registered with us. It's not an inquiry with us. Register with us as a lead, right? So every company define what is lead, right? Same way here, you need to understand what exactly they're talking about lead. So make sure that is matching with you as a lead based on your business, especially for advertisement market part. Okay, so then you pay for every sign up who's consumer interested. That's not to there will be a different offers you can pay. So that one. Now what? So this is the unit of the payment you make. These are the unit: PV, PPV, CPM, CPI, CPL, and CPC. All the things are unit of the payment you make through all the advertisement network. Now, what kind of advertisement they show? You've seen it so many different kind of advertisement, right? So now you're going to use this kind of advertisement. Now, there's a cookies and communication. Based on the cookies, you can do a communication once they come to your website, and you can actually go back to him and communicate, which has so many different strategies, which include remarketing and retargeting. Okay, so that can be used. Now you can also use a lot of logos and text and animations and photographs and other graphics for when you show different kinds of advertisement. And now it's this advertisers actually frequently target using a particular to increase the advertisement effect. They will increasingly use this kind of materials, and then people actually click it view it or take action. And of course, all this advertisement go with the cookies, like what we know in affiliate marketing. So cookies is important. So this is go through the cookies part, and it's identify the specific computers where we have seen advertisement or the action they're taken, and all including transaction happens, everything they will take it as. And the site they already visited, not only your site, other sites they already visited also they count there, and it's also come there. Okay. Now this is when you put this, you have an ad network, you use a different unit of making payment, then you design the advertisement material, then you're going for a contextual advertisement or a behavioral advertisement. You're not just showing a randomly anyone. A contextual advertisement or a behavioral, based on a consumer's behavior. That's exactly the reason when all the things you have in place before you start spending money, your consumer become very, very important for you. So the consumer's behavior and contextual advertisement is important part. Okay. And sorry. A different multiple external website, you can use this one to do this one, and it's actually sync with our marketing activities, because otherwise there's no point we are spending this kind of money. That's another management aspect and a strategy aspect you should have when the campaign time we'll discuss in detail. And it's also an important ROI, return on investment. You spend $100 or $1,000, you need to make a profit more than that. So you need to design this advertisement for that purpose. So behavioral and advertisement or target contextual advertisements really work that way. Okay. Now, when you look at it as a behavioral advertisement components, what are the way the behavioral how they define it? For example, you want only the people from particular location, so you can actually target geo. We can do that one, and you can actually do maybe in 40 countries. Only you want to target, you can actually target such a way, and it's based on an IP. You can say the IPs belongs to this country only. I wanted to target. You can do that one. You can also target with a location, exact location. You can do that one. There is another method. You only want to target the time. You want to only target the people are online particular time. You don't want to show after that. So you can do that one as well. Okay. This midnight at 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, I want people to see. You can target geo as well as this one. Okay, you can show that one. And various kind of an advertisement based on this we can do. And various within the page, we display different kinds of things like buttons, animations, audios, and you can use that one. And when you target the keywords, again, majorly based on a keyword, it's important aspect in the running the ads as well. So you need to refine the keyword before start spending it. Now then you can different kinds of an ad is also include a frame ads. The first different size. I'll show you the image so you can understand. They'll ask you different size, what kind of you want. So different names also the different size. Some companies talk to you about the name of the banner. Some company gives you size of the banner. Some company gives you both. So according to me, both is the best thing. So you know what is they're talking about, right? So some company has a leaderboard. Some company call a full banner. Some call a button. Some skyscraper, wide and vertical banner. So like the different names they're given. So medium, rectangle and a square box and large, and mobile X and small rectangle. Like the different names they use. So when they talk to you and they list out, you should have some idea what exactly they're talking about, but it's good to ask the size also, so you'll have an idea about the come. Then there's the mobile medium, it's a mobile small banner, is a billboard banner, is a news banner, half box. So these are the another names you do. Okay, so the publisher gives you the varieties of to use it is, and you can see different size. You can see sometimes a vertical ad, small box, small button. So like you can have a different size of the ad. So this size you have to define based on, and the design of that is important. So when you look at it, all this is a creatives also play a major role. Even your people see CPM you're paying, every impression you're paying, not necessary they click it. So the click will have additional payment. Even the consumers are not clicking, you're still paying to the many of the ad network, right? So very important for you to choose this as well. Okay. Now, device targeting. Now you want to do only the advertisement to be targeted only to the people who uses Mac, only the people using Android, or only the people using iPhone, or you can even specify with the brand and device, and you can only show the advertisement. That facilities we have it. So you feel it's you're some premium client, you want to only show them in a maybe iPhone 10 onwards, you can actually use that way. Okay. Now you can also have a specific device. You don't want to show this to a desktop and laptop. You only want to show on a mobile, which is possible. Okay. Now you can also, you say, I don't want people to see on a mobile this. I want them people to see on like desktop. You can also show that way. So that's another way we can show that one. Now another one is ISP, Internet Service Provider targeting we can do. For example, you want to only show this to the Vodafone people. You don't want to show to Ooredoo people. So you are accessing internet through Ooredoo or Vodafone. The advertiser can decide which way they wanted to target it. Okay, I mean ISP across the globe. You want AT&T or a different ISPs. You know that depends on ISP as well. Some the quality of the customer sometimes changes, right? You know that the levels are there, right? Some cheaper and middle, and the positioning you have it as right. So you can choose that way as well. Okay. And you can also target the language wise, different language you wanted to target. You don't want to English speaking, only you want to French speaking or Arabic speaking on to target. We can do that as well. And then different kinds of an ad when you're talking about pop-ups and pop-up banners, that is, you can use that way, that you can do. And you can also, in a browser part, when the moment you open a browser, you can actually advertisement. There are different things you can see. And there are few advertisement. I don't know how you use it, but you can use that. It depends upon the project you're doing it. Okay. Now, that's up to you to take a decision. Okay. So my idea is here is I'm just sharing this kind of ad is it's there. For example, a kind of a floating ad. Floating ad, the moment you open it, it's come to and appear one place. Based on your mouse goes to another place, it's also appear that way. So it's a kind of a floating ad you can use. Some people get irritated, some people you forcefully, you make them do it. Okay? And it's also called overlay ad. So this is, it's overlap this advertisement with other content. Now, it is actually, many of the people really like this. Advertisers like this. It's a good response is there. Okay. Now, this actually another way of this actually you can actually make the ad to disappear after some time, so it's not irritating for the consumers also. Is also there. Now there is another method on expanding ad. So the client comes to one place and click it, then expanded that. So he'll only not really see entire thing in an advertisement. Initial part is one. Okay. Now, it is a different dimension. It is, it can actually show the same kind of an ad. Okay. Now it is, on a web page you can show, and when the users click it, expanding and showing is another method of doing it. Then there is you might have seen these kind of an advertisement for various products like a trick banners. It looks like a statics, but actually there's a message comes in, message word comes in. And it's some other industry, like a healthcare industry, or maybe some industry is doing a great with this trick banners. It's called trick banners. So you can have this one as okay, and you can actually various things. You can do like sometimes suddenly appear. You say that you're the 10,000 person. You have a special offer. This is some action you take. It suddenly appear. That's only on a screen. So that's another type of an ad. And apply the message come and he has to enter, then only he can continue using the device. So there's another method of people are using on it. Then there's of course the common one is the insertional ads. So there is a ad appear on overlay that one. That's another method. Okay. Now you can also give an choice like a Google say give it an option to us what kind of an ad you wanted to see, right? Some of you might have configured, some of you don't configure. If you configure the advertisement, they only show to you what exactly you want. That is actually, I recommend all of you to do that one. One is actually, we want an advertisement, right? Many of the information we get through advertisement. So I really like a lot of advertisement because especially the people who are retargeting me, the real people which I wanted to associate with them. Because when I search something, I wanted that to promote to me. So actually I want it. But actually I don't want something which is I'm not interested in. So I can configure in the Google AdWords, right? So Google asks you what kind of, especially on a mobile device, you can easily configure that. So it is a two-way. One is we are not getting disturbed, and we are also not wasting the money of the advertiser. Right? That's one of the best thing it all of you should do according to me. Okay. So you can actually give that option for people to do. So even sometimes not only the ad network, even the advertiser asks the people. Sometimes they close the advertisement. You can ask that client, is it too much interruptive for you? Then please let me know what kind of an ad you would like to see. Then give them a form, they fill it up. Okay. Then there's something called adware. You install the adware in their webs on the device. And you think you might have suffered this many times. Sometimes you said yes. You never knew what was you said yes. Then it's installed in your system, and every time in the left upper corner or left right corner, it keep coming up some ad. When you get irritated, you close. You will not be able to uninstall. All the things happen, right? So it is a kind of so you can see like this in a softwares which show that's irritation, but actually sometimes you said yes, so that is start coming up. Some people will do without your permission. It's called malware. Okay, it's not really an adware, it's a malware. So with the permission of the device owner, what you are taking is called adware, other one is called malware. Okay. Now, one of the major things, so before we move ahead, the next part, it's a very important part is your contextual advertisement management aspect. So we're here in online, how you pay the money. Now, you traditionally, if you know how you pay an advertisement, you know that is you waste a lot of time and money on advertisement campaign. By expecting that you get a good response, we sometimes release an advertisement in the newspaper or in the television channel, television commercials. We don't get an expected result, and money is gone. All right. Now, and this actually that's one of the major issue all the companies expect, and of course that's the reason larger company who has a higher budget, they actually make a real good fortune based on this plan, because larger the money, you can plan in a much larger scale and expert can be used. But when you come to the online, we don't have to have that kind of resource. I'll show you some of the platform. Even $5 you can start, $30 you can start, $100 you can start various campaign. But it's time taking, that's the only thing which I feel. Okay, but it's worth it because the people come to your website. Now, this contextual advertisement management, if go back to the discussion we had, who's your customer? Their psychographics and demographic is one of the first criteria. You need to have it with you. So that's the reason. When you come, before you reach this stage of paying money to show the advertisement, to whom you are showing is become very important question. Now, it's not a theoretically I'm talking about. I'm talking about the practical approach here. When you start doing any kind of an ad, including your organically, you're trying to reach through social media or through email marketing, you know to whom you should send an email. You should know to whom you should target, what kind of a group you should target, what kind of a platform you should choose it, right? For example, if you're doing something on a LinkedIn, not be matched with maybe Instagram. So there's a two different thing. So similarly, you need to know that aspect first. Secondly, based on their contextual or behavioral, that is again you need to understand. As a couple of days ago I mentioned to you, one campaign I did it. It was even I or my team. When we did a campaign, when we think back over that campaign, we actually always get laugh. Now, the foolish thing we did it, not foolish thing. We never know how the behavior of the human being works. So similarly, you need to understand the different contextual advertisement methods and behavioral part. So about your behavior of your consumers. So that's the reason how well your consumer is. That exactly the reason we spend almost half of the day on an avatar concept. So that's the reason it's worth for you to visualize your consumers with the different avatars. So you have a 5 set of consumers. You 5 avatar, you come into the picture, and you should be able to communicate, this are my people. If you do a wrong thing in here, every time advertisement they see, and they are not the potential buyers, not the target audience of yours, you're wasting your money. So this, please avoid that, because when you start advertising, if you don't have that definition, you keep putting your credit card and payment, it's money going, but you're not getting any result. That's the reason. If you are not defined your consumer, the first step is define your consumer. As soon as you finish your niche and everything, or maybe simultaneously define who's your customer, how many, what are their psychographic and demographics and the potential of the market, how many countries they live in. All the things is very important for you to list out and have it. Okay, so these are the way this one, the paid advertisement works. Now I'm going to show you some of the platforms where you can do all the thing in a very easy method. But the process is very easy, but consumer, who is your consumer, you only know. And budget part is your money is going. So that's important part. That's the reason whatever we spoke now, so far now we are talking about paid advertisement. The paid advertisement, very carefully spent. That's my point. So please don't mix any of these points. Whatever I spoke to, what kind of a material and how you're paying, like CPV, or CPM, or a CPL, or what are the method you're paying. That same method, you make sure that it is worth for you to pay, and you're right person, you're paying for that. So this step become very important for you to understand before start spending. Now we go to the next part, paid ads. Now all this, the part, how you pay, paid ads, where you pay, that's most important, right? Now first is of course Google Ads. That's one of the platform, which is a very, very large platform, and most of the people depend on them. But actually, as I mentioned, it's not the one place. You have much cheaper advertisement you can do within various other companies. But the largest, the best one to reach out to the masses across the globe, universal and acceptable, everything is actually Google Ads. And 57% of the internet users actually see the Google AdWords ad, but only 57. Okay. Now, what are the advantages? I'll show you a few examples of the platform. So then you can take a decision in future whenever you want to do that one. Now, first is, they have their own tool. You don't have to have Google has a complete a very thing. Now you have you to select it one, and you can do that one. They have a fantastic tools, and you have wide range of settings. Like you can define and refine an amazing way. You can actually specifically target, as we discussed, all the psychographic and demographic and ISP and IP and language, and they'll give you an awesome way. So you just wanted to only show a small minute of your targeted customers, and then that setting is possible. That's a good thing about Google. Then you also have a variety of advertising format, as we discussed now. Like the trick ads and display ads, floating ads, and different kind of banners and videos, all kind of advertisement format you can have. And it's a low cost. Some of the things are very, very low to start with, and there is no minimum budget. You can even try $50 or $10. So even $1. There's no minimum budget. They'll not ask you. But actually, the drawback or a disadvantage of the Google campaign, and this is a disadvantage for so many bigger search engines compared to a small search engine. So that's the reason. Sometimes, if you really not really understood the SEO process and keyword process, I think other companies do a better job. Here is you need to refine the semantic keywords. So we discussed on the semantic keywords. So semantic code is very, very important here. And it is a latent keyword. Semantic is latent keywords, a keyword with intention. So we need to really understand, should I show my advertisement for this keyword? Is he really looking forward my product? So you need to refine it that's the biggest disadvantage. Google will not care about you doing or not. If you're not paying attention, they continue to show and take more money. Okay, so that's the biggest disadvantage of the Google, that you need to pay attention. You need to be careful on it. Otherwise, Google just take that money from your credit card. Now, of course, Yahoo Gemini, same thing. It's a search and contextual you can do, and even you can also do mobile and native advertisement together. Of course, Google also can do the same way. And same kind of once you configure the Google campaign, same thing actually you can replicate in Yahoo, because now Yahoo copying most of the methods of Google. You can do that one, and wide range of settings like a Google you have. And of course, the low cost is this, but minimum budget is $5. So even $5 you can pay and start off. And again, the same drawback of Google is that actually semantic core setting is a very, very important part. Now, the most important thing, as I mentioned yesterday, some of the market which you're targeting, like China, Japan, Indonesia, Baidu play a major role. And this is one of the largest, or the largest one is actually from China. When you look at it, 65% of the Chinese market is with them. And so that's a place we need to really pay attention. And if you wanted to do, there are a few restrictions. They say gambling, adults, and content. But anything about the government, as you know, Chinese communist government, they have a lot of limitations to give you. But in general, you can do all the things. What are the advantages we have? Good search result, and there's a brand zone. If you have a branded product, you can easily promote. Google has a lot of restriction on the brand. They'll ask you your IP, you're the owner of the brand. Somebody registered that brand, they will not put you into that brand. So many restrictions on it. Google has it. And even this Baidu even accept PayPal. Google won't accept PayPal. Okay, so and it's a good coverage. They have it in China, Japan, and Indonesia, as I mentioned. So Baidu, that way it is. Okay. Now the drawback of the Baidu is actually it's approximately around $800, around $5,600, around $800. They wanted a non-refundable deposit. My deposit is still there. Even I'm not doing a campaign, I cannot take back. I can only go back and do campaign. So that's a drawback of the campaign, because we know that Yahoo or Microsoft, Bing or Google is not taking that one. Okay, so the 5,600 yuan, approximately around $800, it comes to spend on them. Okay, and plus your verification process is quite high, around the 4 stage of account registration. You are registered, not like easy like Google adverts.google.com. So easy. It's not that easy because they have better settings according to me. That's okay. As I mentioned, it will help you in a large scale. Okay, so then there are so many different platforms are there. I'll give you a few platform an example, and I'll give you the complete list of which is actually all the lists which I'm showing to you are created for a online shopping mall. Online shopping mall, we have a very, very targeted market, right? We have every country we are targeting. So every country we are going specialized. So why I'm Baidu, I'm so much interested, because we are really interested in Chinese market. Okay, because China people, everything is sourcing from China, but when we source from the China itself, when we can deliver there itself through our platform, that's one other thing. So like you taken, for example, you're taken in North America, let's say a country like Canada, you're taken. For Canada, you need a separate platform, right? So I have a more specific market-based list I'll share with you. So then you can start doing a research out. And you can try, depends on your market. I don't know, you defined your primary market. So when you're doing an SEO 101, you have a primary 11 country and you have 90 secondary country, right? You target 101 country. Or you're doing an OSM, online shopping mall. Definitely you have one territory, right? One country specified for you, exclusive, no other place. So there is no point for you to spend money any other place, right? That's another thing. Now, sometimes your target audiences, for example, your target audiences in Europe. So you need to target more for Europe one, right? So that way it's a various network which I show you. So this is an example. It's a Canadian network. So you can look at the market. So I think I told you earlier, I did a drop shipping business with the Canadian market. I was so happy about it, but of course there are a few, one of the big lessons which I learned on that is because of a tax issue. As a drop ship, you always, customer has to pay the tax and they blame on us, right? So, but actually I get a fantastic traffic from this one, and it was cheaper actually, okay. And cost is completely, according to me, much lower compared to Google Ads as well as the Yahoo or Gemini which you're using on. Okay, and you get a good quality traffic. And as you know, Canadian cyber law, Canadian IT law is quite strict, and it is really good. One way, but of course some drawback is like email you cannot send. There are a few drawbacks there, but still very good for us to target on. Now you get a high quality traffic. And you can starting with the $5, you can do it is, and they have a good support system compared to Google. All of the company, you get a very good support system. They immediately live chat everything. You can set up everything. Even they go ahead and even create your creatives is free. You give a basic idea, they will give you the advertisement materials, collateral they create it for you. And basically account setup, this is very important. That's important part of the when you're doing setting up is very important part. Then if you are looking for a mobile traffic, you want to show to the mobile devices, and then you have there are so many platform you can use it, and it is mobile is one of the best advertisements people see on a mobile, and when they're browsing, and it is then through the TikTok or through the various whatever you're using in different applications and different browsings and different including social medias, you can actually target only that mobile. I think mobile people take a faster decision, and you can reach out to across the globe. So that's a good thing about the mobile part, right? So one other thing is like Air Push. So Air Push is one of the best network if you're looking for this kind of an ad to push it off, and it is you can do in any vertical all the advertisement they can do, and the minimum budget is around $50 and good support, and they also do a variety of the format. But the problem is so much of settings. And they'll ask you so many details. I cannot say as a completely a disadvantage because the settings is much better. It's good for you, but you might get irritated when we're starting a campaign. When you're, especially the people who are trying with the $30, $100, you want to try before going. So that time saves so much of time question to ask, but it's good for them. Basically looking for a large campaign, so more better setup is better. Okay. Another one is a startup. Startups. Startup is again a mobile devices. So fantastic for actually if you look at as a mobile applications. Mobile targeted one, and different kind of ad format they have give you. They have amazing thing which they themselves create. They have a platform. In the platform, we can create the various content, and even they are the first one according to me went with the virtual reality ad. You can do virtual reality advertisement with them. And they have a cross-patch ad in all the interactive and native ads they have it. Okay, and because of course their platform usage is quite good, so they put a minimum but just start with the $50. You can do that one, and they have a coverage of 1 billion devices across the globe. That's a pretty good numbers, and good analytics also you get it. Okay, so you can analyze and everything. But disadvantages, they only take a PayPal. You cannot pay any other source. If those who don't have PayPal, that's a bad news. So they don't have any other payment method to pay. Okay. Now, of course, maybe all these companies also might have started accepting blockchain. I mean, crypto. Maybe because most of these ad networks started accepting cryptos as well. So you can check with that. Apart from PayPal, it's also there. I'm not looking at the PayPal. Other payment mode to discuss with you now. Okay. Now, go to Mobi's again, a mobile devices page, like a various kinds of format you get it, and it's actually much cheaper than compared to RTB. Okay, so what is RTB? RTB is a real-time bidding. So most of the network has a real-time bidding. What exactly real-time bidding? So when we campaign time, we'll discuss this one. We'll learn about how we do bidding. Bidding is basically so now Google wanted to show an ad with this targeted keyword. You wanted to show, and your competitor wanted to show. To whom Google give it? Who bid first, for the best price. So that's called RTB. It's real-time bidding. You can actually bid and get it. But this one, so they give you much cheaper than a RTB. You don't have to go for RTB. Without RTB, you can get this one done. Okay. Now, so I also have good analytics, and you also have a lot of flexibility on the settings part. And they also give you a personal account manager. So that kind of a support, a longer term, it's very good because account manager keep all the tracking data, and they'll also look for the progress, and they'll inform you, and you can also ask an opinion. They're kind of a mentorship. Actually, I really like their account managers. You can do that one. Now, this is important for them. They're little serious guys they're looking for. They'll force you to do a training. If you don't like training, do it. So before they start, they'll ask you to complete the entire training about the inventory system. Then only you can start a campaign, because they're basically targeted that way, because they don't want people to come and spend money and waste and then blame them. So that's one of the ways a good decision, but you need to complete the training. So you cannot one day it cannot start on. Okay. So that's so how you define that advantage and disadvantage is up to you. Some cases, even though people say, hey, it's a very long time, we have to go all the training, then do, and then you have to set up. So if you feel it's a headache, but how you look into that. I like it because you don't do a mistakes, they'll give you a lot of points to understand. But it's quite long training. Well, Tapjoy is another one where again mobile devices also you can target, and they have around 500 million users, and where you can target, and where the 4 types of advertisement you can do, and you can actually choose where to show it, which device to show, and built-in support, motivated advertisement is there. So much of advertisement is there. You can do that. I could not find any disadvantage to separately to say. Okay, got it. Then MobiCow. It's a full screen mobile advertisement they give. Entire screen they'll take over. It's a good or a bad, how you have to define, but definitely the person will see the advertisement, right? Because something on your mobile phone, 100% of the mobile screen, you definitely do say something, right? So it's a wide range you can actually target, and all mobile platforms, not only Android and iOS, you can do even a tablets, and you can all the thing we can do, even just a budget of a $5 part. Okay, and account approval take around 24 hours time, so you have to wait for 24 hours for the campaign to run. Okay. Now another one is a lead bolt. As it's basically a monetizing mobile websites, basically for a games and applications, but you can also use for various depends on your niche. You can use that one, and the minimum budget comes with $100. Okay. Now I'm go quite fast, so then I'll leave to you this one. And AdCash, that is quite famous, even though it's come from Estonia. It's one of the best AdCash for mobile advertisement. For if you're affiliate marketing, AdCash I recommend, because they are specialized in kind of an affiliate program, and they give you good kind of a mobile traffic as well. Okay. Now they have a different campaign. You can choose what kind of a campaign you wanted, and you can offer that one. And they will ask you a good quality advertisement. Like Facebook sometimes will not accept your advertisement. They reject your advertisement, saying that you have a more content and it's not matching for their guideline, etc. That same thing which they have, and they have their own format of a banners. But most of the thing which I listed to you, it comes under that, so that you do that one. Okay, and minimum budget is $100. Another one is the Zero Park, and again it's for a European market, and it's worldwide coverage. They have 15 billion impressions they can give you per month, so that great they have it is. They have different different formats as we discussed. They also get a mobile traffic. And the disadvantages is, the moderation is a manual, because they really look into your ad and take your time, and so many questions they'll ask you. Then you have to clarify, etc. Okay, and we're not really good at the analytics part, and budgets approximately around $200. Okay, that in Mobi again, whenever we go for conferences on affiliate market, most of the time I've seen in Mobi there as a sponsors, because they really target affiliate. That means when I go to affiliate conferences, in Mobi is always one of the sponsors, and they have special program for affiliate marketing companies. The moment they understand you're an affiliate website, they actually customize for your requirement. Okay. And they have a presence in 200 countries, including China. Okay, so if you wanted to, most of the one they're talking about will not have presence in China, but this guy has a presence there actually. Okay, now this there's a you can actually brand device, which device you want to target. You can do with the brand and make, and completely good statistics they give you, and easy to set up. Actually, I seen one of the. I opened their account with one of the conference. They have a booth. They immediately shown me there actually how that works. This was good. Okay, that's on a tablet you can easily actually configure, and a good high quality traffic they can give you. So, and if you are looking for a affiliate website to promote, North e-commerce and the InMobi I recommend, because they are basically, I noticed they have niches affiliate marketing companies. They really target not just other companies, but. Now we have been discussing about lot many globally. Now you want to only target Middle East. So we have to go to Middle East restaurant, right? So similarly, all this platform are you compare with the outlets like restaurants. So all the restaurants, you go to China. There's which I spoke to you now. Chinese food is there. Some other market you have different restaurants. So when you go for a restaurant, we know Chinese want to go a Japanese restaurant or a Middle East Mediterranean restaurant or Lebanese restaurant, or you want a Middle East restaurant. So that way you are planning only for a Middle East is your major market you're planning to do. Then I would recommend you go to Ad Falcon. So Ad Falcon is a platform specialized for a Middle East market. So you want to target GCC countries, you go to Ad Falcon. Ad Falcon gives you a specialized advertisement program, and they have a very kind of advertisement materials they have, and they also have good support, and they the response is really good, faster. When we did in February, when actually I spoke to them, so it was good. They were more very proactive. Okay. And they can also give you high quality traffic, especially for local traffic. You want to have a Qatar, you can say Qatar. You want to say UAE, you can UAE. So basically, they're specialized in Middle East, and good analytics also they have. Okay, but the drawback actually I found, they're looking for a larger campaign, not for if you are an affiliate. If you go with a lesser budget, they may not listen to, because when they told me I just want to have 1 week campaign, they were not very keen on. They're looking for a longer campaign to run on. Okay. Now another one is a click enter. There's specialized on a pop-up, and the pop-up is also give a good result. But some people feel it's an irritation. Some pop-up, some devices blocked with the pop-up, but there are advantages that it's because the pop-up in everywhere you can show, and people see your ad. That is, make sure, unless they blocked it on. Okay. And okay, support is not that great. That's the thing on it. Okay. And it's another one is a pop under network. So you have a wide range of the campaign, and it's easy to launch a global one. And even your multi-language, if you are doing it, you can do this one. Okay. And again, the problem is all the sites they manually moderate each ad. They will actually manually look into and approve it. So that time taking, and they'll ask you so many questions on that one. Okay. And you can also make a block. Someone is actually keep booking, a person where website is, someone's device is actually keep clicking you can make him a blacklist, and they don't charge you. That kind of a thing. Do that one. And the account setup is easy, but moderation take manually. You need to answer all the thing. And minimum is a $5 budget. You can start with that. Okay. Yesterday we were discussing about the propeller ads. Propeller ads are one of the leading ad network. Even like affiliate sites, you can promote through propeller ad. Yesterday we end, because the time we stopped when we were discussing about the propeller ad. So this is one of the leading global networks of the propeller ad, and very high quality content they can provide to us. And they have multi-channel advertisements. You can go for a different format and a different channel. You can get it one. And a lot of countries, they have a good presence, and 600+ million impressions they can give. And the good thing about a propeller ad, I think yesterday I mentioned that, is you go and see the dashboard is amazing. So you have a lot of statistics to see there. And once you open an account, you also get an account manager, and it takes care of everything. And you can also change the settings anytime. You can look at the CPM. You want to change to the Middle East, to European market, North American market. It's easy for you to change it. $100 required. That's a thing. So you cannot stop less than $100. So $100 is a risk you have to take on that. Okay. Another thing, so actually, ad push and ad propeller and rich push. This is three things is actually specialized for affiliate marketing companies. So if you really wanted to go for, this are three things I strongly recommend on. Okay. So push notification is a very good form, right? Now they push, actually the rich push is known for a push advertisement method. The push notification for a mobile gives a lot of alert and a lot of things. So it's a very good form of pushing the content with URL and attracting people attention. And every push they charge, that's method, and they have a good impressions. I mean, every push is an impression. For 4 billion impressions they have. So now here is they have a kind of algorithm. It's working a different way. Okay. Now there is a advantages when you look at it is when you use a click only, you pay. That's a PPC model, because even the push goes, impression goes, you don't have to pay. There's an option that way. And you have a 100% ad visibility, and you get a worldwide traffic. And even your CPS, I see, very cheap, compared to all other companies, are very, very less. You can start with that. Okay. Now, the other thing is a pop enter, and you get a lot of high quality traffic in a different part of the world. And they also accept web money, PayPal, Bitcoin. If you are looking to pay through crypto, they are the good people. They accept even cash transaction option. Also, they have some kind of agencies there in different part of the world. And depends upon the location you are, they give a good discount. And depends, you can actually negotiate for a discount and get it. Then it depends upon the market you are looking at. You don't want other market, like that option is there, and different kind of ad format to do. Then another thing, this is quite formal. I think this you might have seen. They are the people who do a lot of advertisement in the Middle East market. Also, Clicado. And if you looking into anything on an affiliate, they also their own marketing also good way, and they give you good traffic, desktop and various things you do it. Okay, and you can also filter the boards and advanced targeting. Actually, you can do with that platform, and the good presence there across the globe. That's a good thing. And they have an automated betting algorithm. That's a good thing, which is basically you can actually put it as put your psychographic and demographic for consumers. And like if you know the forex trading, the automated trade placement. Same method, they have a bidding system. This algorithm is there, so you don't have to manually choose and bid the advertisement. You can basically you can automate process is there with this one. Okay. Again, it's a budget is $100. That's a minimum risk you should have to start with that. Okay. So like other companies give you for $10, $20, that's not there. Okay. Okay. Now then, pop my ads monetizing your website, and you can actually have this various verticals using on it. You can. They also have a beautiful affiliate program, and you can take an affiliate program. Then actually you can go. So you can actually get back some money, because they don't care about, because many other ad network, you affiliate, then you can open an account. They say there's not a discounted program, but they actually, you can sign up as an affiliate, then you can set up your own one. But of course, maybe 10%, 15%, it's like you have to treat as a discount. You got it. They have a wide range of settings, 24-hour support, and start with 25, and they give you live statistics. So there are many platforms gives you 1 day later or 24 hours later. Maybe sometime for today they'll not show you. So for example, when you say statistics till today's date, we cannot choose. But they have a real time live, they'll show you the advertisement part. Okay. The problem is, the weekends, they are not available. Sometimes you are doing a campaign for a weekend and you want to support, they'll not be available part. So the reason I'm mentioning, many of the some part come back to me and asking, can you help me for a ClickBank? All these things are independent companies, and for if I'm interacted or my experience, I put in that way, the details there. So even when I spoke to you about a ClickBank, I mentioned this point. ClickBank support is not that great. So please take it. I don't have any special relationship with all these companies. I'm just giving you a guidance for you to do, and it's up to you to choose and up to you to deal with them. Okay. Unless we have a partnership, I will not be able to do anything. So same thing. I think even today, many people come back to me and saying that ClickBank, you have an account issue. But I trusted I'm getting even the coupons, I'm getting a continuous communication. So these are the things you need to take care. So when you're choosing time, so please make sure that is all the things part. Okay. Now a couple of things we add, then we'll move on to the next portion. And so hope all of you got an idea what I'm talking about, why you have to go for different ad platforms, different places, and what are the components you should check it. And my objective is you to familiarize with the various platform. Over 100 list is there, but I'm not going for 100. Another couple of more I'll speak to you, and you can go through. I would recommend you to go and register with these people, so it gives you a lot of idea, especially to the market you want. You've seen I mentioned for Canadian market, European market, Middle Eastern market. So wherever your market it is, wherever the country you're targeting, you can do that one. Okay. Now, so different ad network has a different presence. Now this company has around 190 countries. Now you also have a real-time betting with them. So now you can immediately know the bidding is closed and etc. It's a good thing. And so many other, you can have your own keyword, and good traffic it comes, etc. Okay. Then there's something called hilltop ads. They're again a network where you can actually, based on a Wi-Fi network, you can actually target, and you can get the good traffic there as well. Okay, so there is a 150 million impressions they give you, and several kind of. So you can actually, as we discussed, ISP like in a Wi-Fi, you can target based on locations, different parameters you can have, and you can also have a retargeting method like a Google and Facebook we are doing it is. Okay. Then there's a web widget media. So there's if you are looking for specifically on a season, that's a good thing for a market. But of course, they also have a global reach. But some like we discussed, Baidu is good for China and Japan and Indonesia. Something like this country can have that one. So again, real time they do everything is a good one, but it's quite expensive. So start with the $500 as a minimum budget if you want to do campaign for that. Okay. Now this the real time bids management is actually you can actually you can do yourself as much flexible way. So based on your budget, they'll allow you to bidding for a different pricing. So the bidding, if you practically have to do to understand it is, I would recommend you to try with the Google, because Google also has that same bidding, or whichever you have a lower budget. Don't go with the $500 and then start with $5, $10, and you get this one as well. Okay. So that's the reason I mentioned the budget part, because everything it is as a budget for you to do that one. Then Tonic is another app where so earlier was a different name. It's DNTX. DNTX is actually one of the campaign network was used by various affiliate companies earlier. Okay, now they moved on more to e-commerce and dropshippers. So when you discuss the dropshippers, we discuss the Tonic in detail, because the Tonic give a customized advertisement for a dropshippers, and it's also give a good mobile traffic as well, and fantastic report system they have it with. Okay, so again start with the $100. Then there is a PPV. Okay, now I think these are the things. I'm not continuing with the list. I think my objective met here. You go and Google it, all these companies that set up an account, $5, $10, you get a lot of traffic, and $30, $100 you can try. So I recommend initially don't go with the $100 as well. Especially you're a beginner, first time you're bidding, or first time you're setting up that, first time you want to try. So you need to configure with maybe like $30, $100. That's the reason some other company has a $5. You can try with the $5, $10, and how it goes. They'll show you how many impressions you got it. With $5 you'll have a 2,000, 3,000. I mean, you'll have a 10 CPM. So 20 CPM. Then you can actually have your CTR also mentioned that way. So these are the things you need to choose and do it. Now. Now, PPV traffic as in a pay-per-view is another format of a traffic, and it's come from Propel, gives you that one advantages there. And you can actually, pay-per-view is basically give you more result, because they view your advertisement, and per view only you're paying. You're not paying if they're not just clicking. So that's another good thing about it. Okay, so you get a high quality view on there, and you get a good algorithm based. They have their own algorithm, so where you can actually design you have that. Okay, and but the problem with them is basically you need to have a separate accounts for different part of the country, and each country they need a $100 account. So with this, I'll share with you. There is approximately around 100 list is there. The notes you can download. Every network I mentioned this way, and it's a part of the research, which is a document of our what do you call that? ROISM part. And when we discuss with ROISM, all this for you, it's become very important, because each which country you chosen for a niche, so you need to choose the platform as well. But as affiliate, you're looking for a globally, still you can have this one. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. I believe you got an idea of a paid marketing part as well. Paid, when I say again, there's no other word. The other one also paid. This also paid, but this you pay in advance or a pay explicit pay. Okay, so with this we are going to what do you say? End our affiliate affiliate mastery program. And tomorrow we have an extensive Q&A session. The Q&A session, not only affiliate one, previously also you had a lot of sessions. No, we did not do last week, so you can actually send out the questions on that. I think you might have already received from my colleagues the forms for fill it out and send it out by morning itself, because we prioritize who's sent first, and that way we'll be taking the questions part. Okay, so thank you so much, all of you, to be part of affiliate mastery program. And we come all the way, but so many important part is actually like a business plan documentation, flipping of the website. All the things also important for affiliate marketing, which is there now. Next Saturday we are doing a flipping a website. You made a website, you start building a website. Now, two important possibilities there. One, you're going to succeed. So everyone wanted to have that one. That is fantastic. If you don't succeed, what will you do? So even you fail, how do you make money? That is exactly we're discussing on a Saturday. That's a flipping of a website. So you mentally should be prepared to be flipped and make a strategy to be flipped. So even you worked for 1 year or 6 months, if not done properly, still you can make money. So that's what I'm saying. This is what I've been telling everyone. That's a good thing about affiliate program. If you plan to flip it, you work for 6 months in a systematic way, and you did your entire things effort properly, there's a high possibility you succeed, right? Now, if you, what do you say? But it's not necessary. It's always success is guaranteed. But if you can assure your effort, then you get flipping the money. So this is exactly we discuss on a Saturday. So flip, maybe 1 or 2 days will be there. So if you're planning to start affiliate, not only that we're talking affiliate website, e-commerce website, dropshipping website, your YouTube channel, your Facebook, how you can sell up your Facebook profile and make money. All the things will be coming, discussing on a Saturday and Sunday. Okay. So thank you so much, all of you. Once again, to be part of the affiliate mastery program. I'm looking forward to you to start an affiliate program immediately and start trying. That's one of the things you can jump and start. Affiliate program. It's not like an e-commerce or other business. So start immediately, and also continue with the flipping and business plan and how to raise the capital. These are the 3 things we are covering in the next week. It's also important for an affiliate. If you want to do large scale the affiliate program, you can have that affiliate program. To raise the capital. Also, we're discussing in the next week. Okay. So thank you so much once again. I'll in a couple of minutes from now, I'll join you in the mastermind group. I'll request all the premium mentees to join there. Thank you so much.